Great, great. First off, I just want to apologize for how tight the pants are today. I'm going to blame it on altitude. I feel like you can blame everything on altitude, but I don't know what happened, so just apologies in advance. The second thing is, you guys are probably all wondering what Verizon is doing here at a conference that's dominated by search buyers or performance buyers. I promise you we're not going to be selling you on Yahoo Search today. I can promise you that. But what we're going to be talking about is transforming the customer experience. In order to do that, though, I want to go through the history. I want to take us from search to native and all of the steps in between. Show of hands in the room. Anybody familiar with our old search platform, Yahoo Gemini? A lot of hands. This is great. So Yahoo Gemini was, I would call it the minimalist search platform, right? But it represented two things in it being called Gemini. One was search, right, and the management of search, and the other was stream. And stream at the time, with Marissa Mayer and company, we had an endless content stream on Yahoo and our properties. And what we were able to do is create audience buys that directly went embedded within the content stream of Yahoo. This actually proved to be a really big business for us. And we renamed it Native, and we really reinforced it and refined the overall offering with more properties and more data and a much more robust third-party offering. Let's see. And then in 2017, something really interesting happened. We were acquired by Verizon, and we merged our assets with AOL's assets. 2 years later, January 1st of 2019, we launched as Verizon Media. Now, there was a 2-year break in between here, right? And I'm going to address this. It was a really awkward 2 years. We went in market as Oath. A lot of you guys are familiar. We had 100 products for advertisers, and the overall value sometimes was lost because we had 100 products. But at the same time, those 2 years were fundamental for the native platform. We saw a crazy amount of growth, and it allowed us to really refine our tech stack and get our story together. Some other things happened within those 2 years. Mainly for native advertising, our O&O ecosystem doubled. We could now speak contextually, our advertisers could, with a HuffPost, an AOL, a TechCrunch, or do those audience buys against a much larger ecosystem. We represented 60 billion impressions at the time across our O&O, and we reached 87% of users. So that integration, even at the beginning, was huge for our native advertising platform. And it wasn't just our O&O. We used that 2-year period to really go out there and partner with other premium publishers like Apple News, Microsoft, Samsung. In fact, with Apple News, this year we launched to be the native advertising platform of record for Apple News in the UK, Australia, as well as Canada, and obviously the goal there is to expand throughout North America. Microsoft was an interesting partnership. We looked at Microsoft and said, hey, you know what? You guys handle search advertising. That's what you guys do well. Let us focus on native and let us start serving across Microsoft sites. We did that this past year too. The second thing it did was bring together 2 sets of data coming from AOL, actually 3 sets. 3 sets of data come from AOL, Verizon, and Yahoo that are incredibly robust and really first in market, in my opinion. Think about Yahoo alone, 9 billion searches per month. And you pair that with $220 million a day in purchase receipts that we see within Yahoo Mail. Then we also have Verizon triangulated carrier data to add to that. And advertisers have the ability to create those composite audiences all based off of those first-party signals, in addition to their own first-party data. Just to put this in context now, right? Say, for example, a user we know has purchased a flight to London. That user also might be searching for best hotels in London or top hotels in 7 Dials. And in addition, they might be going throughout our publishers like HuffPost and reading up on what to do when they're actually in London. What we're able to do with our native advertising platform is curate a personalized experience for the user, where now when they're going through our ecosystem, those ads, that experience that they see is actually pretty seamless and relevant to them. And then from an advertiser perspective, this is all being pulled from a product feed. So it's a dynamic and seamless for advertisers as well. So today is where we sit with the O&O ecosystem, the data integration, and really the refining of tech stacks, both from the AOL side and the Yahoo side, to get the best of both worlds. We're really in a position where we feel we're the top native advertising platform in the market. The other great aspect of this, too, is we have direct influence from Verizon. And they're using native advertising, our product, as the canvas for 5G advertising innovation. We have a team at the Verizon 5G lab right now working on what's next for advertising, and we're using native as the platform for it. In those couple of years, while we saw a lot of growth, we also noticed that the market shifted a bit. There were so many more competitors out there, namely native competitors, and the definition of native became kind of murky, right? One customer's definition of natives might be wildly different than another customer's definition. Is it social? Is it video in stream? Is it content recommendation? We didn't want to think that way. What we thought of is, rather than focusing on an ad format, let's actually focus on a purpose. What's the value that we're going to provide an advertiser? What are they going to come to us for? And there were a couple of data touch points that we used in coming up with this, but I'll just go through one. Here's a study by Salesforce that was done in 2018. And overall, the study said that 87% of the people that they surveyed found advertising, digital advertising, to be intrusive and annoying. And I find that interesting. Look, that is a broad stat, no question. But I look at the revolution within the D2C space, all founded on customer experience. Yet a lot of the time, the first experience that a customer has with your brand is within that ad impression. And if 87% of people have a negative sentiment towards digital advertising, then we're doing something wrong. So for us at Verizon Media, it starts and ends with the customer. Our purpose is that native is a value exchange with the customer. With every impression, with every ad served, how is the customer benefiting from this experience? And now, what it's allowed us to do is inform our product roadmap. So in 2019, which I'm going to go through the ad format section, it's going to be a lot more colorful, so you guys are going to enjoy that. But it's allowed us to inform our product roadmap to build for customer experience now. Here we have a couple of examples from awareness to conversion on how we're working with some retailers and e-commerce advertisers to address a lot of these needs. I'll just call attention to a couple of them. Acquisition, where we're taking high touch point inventory across our ecosystem, Yahoo Mail and the Yahoo Desktop, and we're curating a personalized experience for the user, all based off of their data signals. So the promotions that they're receiving, the offers that they see, powered by native, but also curated based off of their data signals. Even our retargeting solutions that we'll go into have a much more, I would say, thoughtful approach to them. Full screen, interstitial units, scrollable, all coming from a product feed and based off of either our prospecting signals of what we know about that user or based off of retargeting and the user's visitation of a product or site. And then within the touchpoint feature, again, full screen scrollable, being able to go to the actual landing page of the user's choice within a rich image has proven very successful in terms of conversion rates and click-through rates. Also touching on the actual Yahoo Desktop, this is what we launched this past month. What we're doing now, mind you, we have 750 million registered users across our ecosystem. And what we're able to do for each of these users is tailor a personalized experience along the right side of the Yahoo homepage. Now, previously, this was a 300 by 250. There was some banner blindness there, and it wasn't really relevant to the customer. Now we're making that unit much more relevant to that customer, and we're also powering that via native advertising. Dynamic product ads, again, feed-based advertising, where we're essentially serving from a product feed based off of a user's engagement with your site or products, or based off of our data signals, serving products to a user that we know are interested in your service or product, but haven't considered your brand yet. And what I love about this offering, outside of the results that we see, which is 9x higher conversion rate than traditional native display, is that we're really mindful with the types of ad formats we're building based off of a feed. With one feed, we can create a myriad of different formats. And here are just a couple of examples. We have the mobile web example to the left, where, again, a scrollable full-screen unit, but still dynamic in the carousel. To the right, well, to my right, excuse me, I guess, whatever. To the right of the presentation, we have the JCPenney experience, which is kind of cool. So the way this works is when a user receives an email, in this case from JCPenney, we convert their inbox into a commerce experience. We provide them the products that they've recently viewed at jcpenney.com or products that we know they're interested in based off of the data signals that we have. We're also always trying to solve for in-store. Now, this feature is called Mobile Wallet, and via a native format, rather than driving to a landing page, we're actually driving to a Save to Wallet page. Now, a user has that promotion saved to their wallet at all times. And what we can do is send push notifications based off of a user's vicinity to the brick and mortar location, or if it is a flighted promotion, based off of time sensitivity. So maybe a day before the promotion expires, letting them know that, hey, you should utilize this in-store. And this is kind of what we're doing in going beyond the traditional native formats. Now, Purple is a fantastic partner to us. They're always testing the limits. They're always, really pushing the edge in terms of what's possible via native. And we've seen great results from some of this testing. Here we have a full-screen 360 unit, all via native, where a user can actually go into certain touch points and get more information on Purple's products, offerings. And it's been great because, not only because of the results, but it's allowed Purple, it's allowed Verizon Media to start thinking about different ways we can engage with consumers in full immersive environments like this. Here's another example with Tank Games. Now, this is great because we're actually at the ad impression itself, allowing customers, allowing users to test a game. So think about that. We're saving them so many steps. They don't have to go download the game, go through a redirect URL, have that friction of having to download. Directly within the ad impression of our native ad unit, they're able to test out this game. And lastly, I want to highlight what we do with Pottery Barn and a lot of other retailers. This is really part of our 5G initiative, and it's really just scratching the surface. The weight of the ads for the future of 5G advertising is going to be far more significant, but this is what we're able to do today. Now, here with Pottery Barn, directly from a native ad unit, we actually create an AR experience. A user could go to their living room and redesign, essentially, their entire living room by layering on different products from Pottery Barn. And again, all stemming from a native advertising experience. This ad unit had an average of 2.4 minutes in time spent by a user. Think about that. I mean, it's even for stretch executions, right? That is a really, really good engagement metric. So I'll leave you on this. For us, it starts and ends with the customer. And it really starts with the first impression. What value are you providing the customer? What more can we give them with their first exposure to your ad, or first exposure to your brand? I want to thank you guys for your time. I know it was 8:30 presentation, but really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Giuseppe, that was great. Thank you so much. So, Giuseppe, you have a team here, right? Verizon team?
Verizon Media.
Look at that. It's a Verizon table back there. Wow, I'm out of breath. Anyone have any questions for Giuseppe as we speak right now? What are you doing to me? What? I know that. Yes.
Should I go back on stage?
Yeah, come up here for a second. Does anyone have any questions for this man? We have a question in the back here. So just stay up there. We're gonna run you through the ringer here.
I didn't know there was a Q&A portion.
Oh yeah. This is a good one. Okay, so as we go through the 3 days here, just let us know who you are and where you're from.
Yeah.
Aubrey Sabala, 360i, Atlanta. I really love that Pottery Barn example.
Yeah.
Is that something that you guys worked with Pottery Barn specifically to create the ad unit? Is it a plug and play? Like, if we had clients interested in that, how would we go about making something like that happen? Or is it in-house to Pottery Barn?
Yeah, so it's interesting. Some retailers are obviously farther along with their AR assets. The Pottery Barn example specifically was actually done with our in-house creative studio, Riot. Now, Riot works in conjunction with Verizon and the 5G initiative, but a lot of those assets, and I forgot to mention this, but a lot of these assets we're actually creating in-house. We have an in-house creative team. Service is a huge selling point for us and why advertisers continually come to us. And those AR examples, it's just kind of scratching the surface.